So we always put our feet together, Uji posture. Calm down our breathing. Bend our knees, our hip. Come up just a little to get that tailbone up, and that releases the pressure on your back a bit. So you can try the difference. And our shoulders are just rounded, our hands to our sides, the shoulders parallel to the ground. You don't want to stoop too far forward or backward, being too far backwards. You don't want to be up too rigid. You just want to relax into the movement. The tongue is always at the soft palate that allows the chi to flow through the system. When we step out, raise our hands. Now as they come down, one comes in the front and the other behind as we turn at the waist. And up again. And we sort of develop a rhythm, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And you want to make sure that your knees are bent so that when you turn at your waist, you don't also turn your hips. Now we go a little faster. And then hands just hang down. They just come up by themselves because of the rotation. And they come up further up to the bird's nest, which is right here on the shoulder. So by now you have a nice rhythm going. Pay attention to your lower back. You don't want to strain it. Move your hip forward and back to see where the best position is for your back. And then you get a little bounce in your knees as well. Nice and gentle. Breathing through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Then we start slowing down. And we wind up bringing down a big column of chi. And we store it into the dantian, 3 inches below the navel, 3 inches inside the body. And then we just relax. Now, we've done the 8 brocades before, but we never did it seated. So I think we're going to try that today. I've been trying to find some other exercises that not just standing so the seated is an obvious next one, and I don't know, standing on your head maybe. We don't want to do that, but we do want to do other things besides just standing. So we're going to get a chair, and I have a cushion because the chair is a little low, so I want to make sure that my knees are sort of parallel at least to the floor, and I don't strain my back or anything. And I'm going to sit at the edge of the chair, and that way my back stays upright. You can go all the way back, but some of the exercises are going to be using your shoulders, and you have a lot of movement. So if at the edge of the chair seems more appropriate. So we're seated. I want you to start at your feet and feel that they're on the ground. They're even and they're sort of squishy onto the carpet. They're just sitting on top here. They're not being forced down. My knees are and the legs here. That thigh is pretty much parallel to the floor. There's a little drop, not too much. My abdomen just sitting on my hips here. My spine is upright because I'm pushing my hips, my tailbone just a little forward. You see the difference? And I can breathe a little better down here. I'm not bending my shoulders in any way. And I'm not trying to lean too far back. I'm just nice and comfortable in an upright position. My neck is stretched out just a little. I don't want to go down like this because it'll prohibit me from breathing. So I want to make sure that I'm looking forward and I can breathe. You can tell the difference down here. And then I just get myself relaxed. So we start off with bringing some chi down. And the first movement we do is called supporting the heaven. And this movement is good because it helps improve your blood circulation and regulates the body temperature, the triple warmer as we call it. So we start off in the middle here, palms together. You can interlace them if you wish. Then we slowly come up the middle, bend them, and then the palms are towards the sky. As we look up, and we lightly stretch. Don't stretch too much. You can feel when you stretch enough, but you do want to stretch. And a nice good morning stretch. And then bring the hands back down. Then we come back again. Turn the hands up and stretch. And back down again. And we're breathing through our nose, exhaling through our nose. Our tongue is on the top palate, allowing the chi to flow. And we close, bringing in that chi back into the dantian. Now we're going to separate heaven and earth. Heaven is all this part. Excuse me, earth is all this part, and heaven is up the neck up. So we're going to unite them. And the human is always in the middle of heaven and earth. This is good for your stomach and spleen. Good for your core, because as you stretch one side up, one side down, you're going to help your core here, and you're going to feel more balanced within. So we start off one hand up, again towards the sky, and the other hand down, and gently stretch. And we come down to the middle and stretch the other side. And we alternate. I'm really not counting repetitions. Repetitions are something you might want to consider, but it's not necessary in doing these exercises. There's a whole astrology and complex system of how you count all these exercises, or you can just count in order to keep your mind going. Or like we're doing now, we're doing it because we like it. It feels good. So we do as many as we want. And then the other thing on these you might consider is as you breathe in, push your stomach in. And then as you breathe out, just let it out. And you can feel the difference as you breathe in with your abdomen. You feel like you have a lot more oxygen coming in. And close. Now we're drawing the arrow. Drawing the arrow is for your liver, your heart, and your lungs. And it helps your eyes because your eyes are related to your liver. And this is for maintaining good intentions, clarity, and thought. So bring our hands crossed. And what we're going to do is as we separate them, one hand's going to come back to pull the bow, and the other hand's going to come up with the finger like this, out. And you're going to look through this area here between the fingers. And you'll notice your back stretching. Now you want to relax, extending the arm out, and looking at the arm, and then slowly release the back muscles. Do it the other side. Nice and slow, just stretch the back. Look to the other side. And bring your hands down. Don't forget to breathe. And we're bringing Cultivate Chi down into the dantian. The wise owl looks back. This establishes a good pathway to the heart, releases tension, fatigue, and of course stretches your neck muscles. The head in Taoism is the inner God. And so what we're going to do is gently turn our head and look back. You notice it doesn't take much to stretch those neck muscles, so be gentle with yourself. And we bring a big Cultivate Chi down. When we do the big bear turning, it's going to cool the heart, fire. You develop harmony inside, and by developing the harmony inside, you develop kindness outside. So we stretch out just a bit. Our hands are on our thighs, and we're going to come to the side. And as we come down, we're going to turn to one side and look up. And then back down. And you come back to the other side. Nice and gentle. You can feel the lower back muscles, the middle spine stretching. And as we come up and down, our head leads the spine and stretches outward. One more on each side. And come down again to the middle, and very slowly come up, stretching out your back and bringing it up slowly. Very good. Now we're going to bend backwards and touch our toes if you can. You can touch your ankle, you can just go down a bit. The whole idea is to follow the urinary tract, the bladder tracts, and regulate your energy and bring stillness and peace to your body. So we put our hands on our kidneys and stretch backwards. Make sure our spine is coming back. Around the belt channel, down the sides, the outer legs, down to your toes, around and in the inside of your legs, back. And finish. Now we're going to clench our fists, loose fists. We're going to reduce our anger level. We're going to get rid of all our tensions. We're going to balance the liver. And we're going to squint our eyes. I'm squinting my eyes at all of you. And we're slowly going to punch out. And now we have to release that energy. So open your hand, turn it, and grab like you're grabbing a rope. Punch, squint, turn, grab the rope, and come back. Punch, squint, turn. If you have a lot of hostility in you, then punch away. I think the squinting is the best part. And we close. We conclude this exercise by lifting and dropping our body onto the chair a bit. This allows the chi to settle. It's good for your circulatory system. It refreshes your body and The Taoists like to say it eliminates 100 illnesses. So we lift our body just a hair and come down and bounce. One more. And we conclude by bringing a big column of chi down and storing it into the dantian, where we store our body energy. So let's get up and stretch a bit. Correct our knees. Okay, that's a good stretch. Now we bring ourselves back into the posture for our next exercise, aligning our body, calming our mind. When you're ready, step out. Just follow along on these exercises. Don't try to think of anything, just go with the flow and calm yourself. As you do each of these exercises, just think of how calm you are, how happy you are, how nice it is to be breathing fresh air. And we start off by bringing our hands up to about the shoulder level, turning them and coming back down. Notice I'm bending my knees. I'm not slouching. My back is pretty much upright. I'm looking forward, keeping my head up, allowing me to breathe better. And I'm rocking a bit on the heels and on the toes. And I'm balancing myself by not rocking too much, just enough to get the momentum. And I want this to be a whole body exercise. So I'm starting at my feet. My ankles are moving forward and backwards. My knees are loose, they're not locked, allowing me to extend the upper portion of my torso. My tongue is on the soft palate, allowing the chi to flow from the back to the front of the body. My shoulders are nice and relaxed. And eventually you'll sort of coordinate your breathing with the arm movements. So that's why you don't want to go too fast on this. As we do this one more time, start with your toes and your feet and do a check. Am I balanced? Are my knees loose, bent? Is my spine coming up, reaching forward with my arms? Is my head leading the spine? Or is my body leading the spine? And so they're all working together. Now we bring our arms up to about chest, shoulder level, and we extend them out, palms up. And we're going to lift our arms up about just a little over the head, turn them down and back down to the shoulder level. We're going to continue our rocking up and down. And we slowly bring our hands back down. And bring our hands up to our upper chest level. Bend our knees. Stand upright as we push our hands outward and bringing in the chi. Coordinating our breathing with our hand movements. Concentrating on the middle, on the palms. In fact, you can even look at the middle of your palms as you're doing the exercise. Feeling the warmth of the energy flowing through your hands and fingers. The next turn, we lower our arms, midsection of your body here, and we bring that out and in. As I'm slowly rocking backwards and forwards, bringing my whole body into the exercise. And the next time we bring our hands below the belly button and bring the chi in. We bring our hands back together. And this time we turn our hands outward. Important not to let your upper body slouch. Try to keep your spine upward. And we come back to the middle. On the next one, we come up to the top of the head here and come outward. I found these exercises very good, especially when I was traveling, and sometimes it's hard to sleep when you're traveling, you get up late at night. And so some of these exercises really calm you down, allow you to have a better sleep. Now we intertwine our arms, bringing the backs of the hands together. And we bring our hands in a big circle. Our fingers are pointing at each other. And we relax into a hugging the tree meditation. Make sure that you're not standing like this. The tailbone should be in just a hair. The shoulders are loose, rounded. The fingers point to each other. Your wrists are turned just a hair. Your chin is up. Relax into the legs. Let the body sink by gravity. Feel the feet digging into the earth. Lower your hands and bring down a big column chi. Shake. Okay, we're going to try the chair again, and this is another calming exercise. You can do this standing if you wish, there's no problem with that. I just thought today we'd try the chair and see how that works out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brush our hair. We're going to come from the front here, all the way to the back, that little indentation down there. Don't worry, nobody's going to look at your hairstyle today. And just keep brushing nice, the sides and the back. Nice and easy with your fingertips. If you want, you can slightly exhale and say ah. And we're going to bring our hands over our ears And we're going to lean forward, so you might want to be at the edge of your chair. And as we come forward, we're going to tap the back of the neck. And we're going to tap 10 times. And when we come up, we're going to pop our ears. And come down and tap again. Pop. And one more time, 10 times. And pop. Our hands come down to the chest. Now we're going to pat from right to left 10 times. And the other side, 10 times, 20 times. Now we're going to rub 10 times. On the other side, 20. There's no magic numbers as to the 10 and the 20. This is how the exercise was done. Perhaps the person wanted to count, maintain a rhythm. The other thing is that there's a lot of stuff going on in here, and one side is massaging the heart, and the other side is massaging the gland that is in there. Okay, now we've done this one. Now we're going to do this side, and we're going to go to the side and rub down 20 times. And back to the center, and rub down 20 times. And we're going to bring one hand up with the lower part of the shoulder, and we're going to go diagonally, alternating 18 times. Nice massage for all of the internal organs. Bringing peace, harmony. Now we're going to extend our arm out, and we're going to massage the wrist clockwise 10 times and counterclockwise 10 times. And we're going to extend our middle finger here, and we're going to rub that. Rub it with your thumb. The other side, 10 and 10. And the index finger. And we slowly pat each side. Your hand is open, just pat it. Loose fist. And then go down to the kidneys and do the same. Let's bring down the column of Chi. Have a peaceful week. Enjoy yourself, and do the massages whenever you can. Practice as much as you can. So, cheers.